Hello Digimon fans! So if you all remember in the last video, I talked about building an Omega Red deck. So at the end of the video, I did suggest some changes which had to be made to make the deck much better. So did it become much better? How did it work? I brought that deck into a tournament. So let's find out how I fared in it.
There were 16 players altogether, and my first matchup, a mirror Omegate. Oh gosh. Frankly speaking, I didn't expect to see another one, but here we are. I was actually a bit nervous at the start because when I saw red, I had a gist that it would be an Omega deck. But the first round actually ended with him not playing Omega, so I actually grew a bit relaxed because I thought it was pure red. I mean, yeah, I did some bot control, so he actually didn't manage to go past level 5. But in game 2, when his Omega was flipped into security, it made me a bit careful. But then I had quite smooth hands in both games, and he spent the entire time doing board control. You see, that's the perks of playing 4 Omega, because even after 3 gets hit with Gaia Force, you can just build the 4th. Well, if the 4th gets hit with another Gaia Force, you just have to look for other alternatives, I guess. But that means he has also ran out of Gaia Force. I didn't expect it, but it was a quick 2-0. One interesting thing about his deck was that he ran Digimon. I think it was 3 Digimon and 3 Volcanic Dramon or something like that. Yeah, I can't quite remember. Well, without tamers in fact. Although digivolving into Digimon without a tamer gave me enough memory to Gaia Force it away, I might actually give it a try. Or, at least just putting one in my deck since it's only useful in late game anyway, even without tamers. I guess late game is also where people tend to trade bigger cards, which would give me more chances to use Digimon. This would also allow me to come out tops if the game is against yellow decks in an endurance match. Speaking about yellow decks, that was exactly what I came up against in round 2. Speak of the devil! I was like, damn, I can't believe that, I was just talking to my opponent about having problems with endurance matches against yellow, and I get matched up with one. Well, thankfully enough, I managed to dispatch him real quick. Omegamon coming out early game was too much for my opponent, as there weren't enough tamers for Shine Greymon to take it out upon evolution, and Glorious Burst couldn't even touch it. Its DP was high enough to avoid most cards in the security pile, which I was kinda lucky because I didn't hit a DP boosted Shine Greymon. Well, it was a quick 2-0 this time. My final match, well, I totally did not expect it, was against a pretty unique deck, which was Rookie Rush. After the match, I found out that my opponent had actually won a tournament 2 days prior at another place with this deck and seemed to be dispatching people at a very fast pace in this tournament. So in the first game, I bricked really badly, like only having level 6s and 7s in my hand. Well, it was a blessing in disguise though, because I made quick work of him, since Volcanic Dramon wiped out his board 2 turns in a row, causing him to not be able to pull off much. And thanks to my incredible board control, I actually did not notice he was playing a Rookie Rush deck, which led me to losing in game 2. I went all out offensive in game 2, building up my lines of Omegamon, and then I realized he was Rookie Rushing me. I was already 3 security down with no Volcanic Dramon in my hand. He also managed to stall the game with Pinocchimon. So, needless to say, game 2 was as quick as game 1, except that I was on the losing side. So now, I know that he only has rookies. Well, with the exception of Pinocchimon. So I decided to switch up my strategy a little bit. I decided to rush him as fast as I could. My starting hand bricked, which forced me to summon Greymon from my starting hand. And this was also another blessing in disguise because he saw that much memory and decided to summon 3 rookies, which got wiped out by Volcanic Dramon in the next turn. So thanks to Volcanic Dramon and Lava Goritamon with a Greymon base, I was poised to win in the next turn. And then he hit me with 2 consecutive Pinocchimon. Well, that was really a clutch play from him because there were only 2 ways I could beat him then. 1. Draw blocker, or 2. Draw Omegamon to Digivolve on Volcanic Dramon. Well, I had a whole lot of memory and some low cost cards to Digivolve, which I did. But as much as I could Digivolve, I could neither get a blocker or Omegamon. In the end, it was a 1-2 loss for me. Hence, with that loss, I was joined 3rd place. Again, sharing the place with Alif, who also played his Omega Red deck. Now let's analyze the deck list of my last opponent. So it has 4 Digitama, 38 rookies, 4 megas, and 8 options. So the main colors here are blue and green. This is because blue gets you draw power via Upamon and Gabumon, while green allows you to play Flow Cannon. Low cost vanilla rookies are also all around this deck to keep it memory efficient, allowing you to cast as many rookies as you can to rush your opponent. Last of all, there is Pinocchimon, which can be used to stall out your opponents and give you that extra turn to set up your board. So, how do we beat this deck? Well, honestly, there aren't many counters to it, and let's not stretch too far and make a deck specially to counter this, because that's not gonna win you anything other than Rookie Rush decks. We will be just talking about generic deck builds which are often used by players. First of all, black might work since it has blockers all over, but I do wonder if it can keep up with the pace of this deck. Also, Eden's Javelin and Neko Punch are also occasionally tacked into yellow decks, which could be useful when facing this deck. In theory, Shine Greymon could also do the job, but the setup is too tedious, so realistically, I don't think it can keep up. Another way would be Dimension Scissors. When paired with Rust Tyrannomon, it will allow you to clear their board every turn. Finally, the most viable way seems to be Volcanic Dramon, which I used. Also an honorable mention for Red, Dukemon, and Megalograumon.
So, 2-1. Joint 3rd. Well, it might look like a decent outing, but I'm still quite disappointed with the outcome, particularly because I had the advantage in the matchup against the Rookie Rush deck. Well, technically speaking, the deck is great. The only shortcoming was, my decision making, especially in game 2. Yeah, I mean, if I had tried to rush him early, if I realized that it was a Rookie Rush deck, I might have stood a better chance at winning the tournament. Well, can't be helped. There are limitations in my playing, and I guess I just have to improve in that aspect. So, what do you think about my opponent's deck? Isn't it an interesting deck? Yeah, give it a try. It's pretty budget as well, so I think you can try pulling it off. Let me know in the comments how it works and, whether it won you any tournaments. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya!